Participatory design, also referred to as co-design, is a collaborative process where community members work alongside professionals to work on projects that directly impact their lives, such as planning parks, community gardens, and neighborhood centers. The core idea is that people who live and interact with a place hold valuable knowledge and insights that professionals lack. Urban designers and professionals can gain these insights through design workshops, focus groups, surveys, and interviews. For example, if a city is designing a community garden, participatory design might look like asking residents what they want to see in a space, such as walking paths or raised garden beds, and incorporating these into the final design solution. While this all sounds ideal, conventional co-design falls short for communities of color because the processes fail to address systemic inequities. The processes are limited by power imbalances, unconscious bias, and colonial assumptions within planning. For disenfranchised communities, participation is not enough. I was interested in exploring ethical co-design, so I asked the question, what are the best practices for implementing participatory design and community-led engagement with Indigenous communities? This summer, I interned with the Quinault Indian Nation Division of Cultural Resources out on the Olympic Peninsula, where the village of Tohola faces increasing vulnerability to sea level rise, storm surge, and flooding due to its location between the Quinault River and Pacific Ocean. Quinault is one of 3 tribes to receive federal funding from FEMA and Washington State's Climate Commitment Act. In response, the Tribal Council has developed its Tohola Village Relocation Plan, a plan to move tribal members to higher ground through the creation of a new neighborhood. Quinault is one of the first coastal Indigenous communities to begin relocation efforts, presenting a unique opportunity to center Indigenous knowledge within climate resilience. I was invited to work on the Interpretive Trails proposal, a project to create a trail system to connect Lower and Upper Tohola. To do so, I first conducted a literature review on cultural heritage management and Indigenous-led co-design. I brought these findings to Cultural Resources, and together we applied them in the context of Quinault Community Protocol. We decided on a mixed method approach that included conducting departmental meetings, education and outreach for the trails, in-person surveys, and hosting a storytelling open house event for tribal members. The research that I'll be sharing today is a comparative study of the applied Quinault process with case studies on co-design practices used in partnerships between Indigenous communities and non-Indigenous collaborators. My research revealed 3 key takeaways, which are the best practices. First, decolonizing participatory design. This looks like actively prioritizing community needs. We did this by identifying potential collaborations between the trail system and existing Quinault departments like health and wellness, language, and education. We assessed the future plans of the residential neighborhood, specifically how the trails can respond and adapt to community needs. The shift to adaptive design allows for community needs and existing networks to be interwoven within the design outcomes. Second, storytelling as a co-design method. Storytelling is a powerful tool for sharing cultural knowledge and history. When using storytelling as an interview method, we were able to receive insights in a way that were nonlinear and narrative-based. These insights were reflected in the trail design and signage that I helped to create, focusing on Quinault ethnobotanical plant usage, histories, and stories about connection to place. Third, last but not least, is community ownership of data and outcomes. As an outside collaborator on this project, this ensures that decisions to share tribal data are made by the tribal community. Within this work, while I'm sharing the process, all of the quantitative and qualitative data I collected and analyzed remains confidential to Quinault. As collaborations increase, practices of data sovereignty are vital to protecting tribal communities and their knowledge. What does this matter for the larger climate justice movement? Decolonizing participatory design, centering storytelling as a co-design method, and practicing community ownership of data and outcomes advances climate justice by acknowledging historical harms within collaborations and looking for avenues of reciprocal and ethical change. The lessons learned here can inform collaborations, research, and work beyond Quinault, because when we center storytelling as a co-design method, we center the voices, expertise, and knowledge of the communities we work with, creating design solutions that are beautiful, accessible, and reflect community needs. I'd like to thank my mentors at Quinault, Justine James and Leah Frenchman, my internship partners, Carmen Marshall and Jade Valdez, my mentors, Martha Groom and the Doris Duke program, my faculty advisor, Elizabeth Ubenhauer, my lovely work team, Tatiana Brown, and the CSF, my lovely POE cohort who presented tonight and at day one, and my friends, family, and partner. Thank you all for learning.
Question before?
Yes, right there. Okay, great question. So the question was what do you think the future of the Interpretive Trails Project will look like? And just as of last month, the recommendations that my internship partner and I, Carmen Marshall, created regarding wetland protection, safety, and accessibility within the trail systems was incorporated into the Tohola Village Relocation Plan. So that will be breaking ground soon. Thank you.